Hey, good morning, Sam Salinas. What's up, man? Thanks for joining us. We're still waiting on Mike. The question, Mike. Why does it feel like there's no sports to talk about today? Probably because the Spurs haven't played. You know, the Spurs are going to start getting back in action on Friday, so really not much happening right now in the world of sports. But we'll find something to talk about. I guarantee you. Good morning, Roy. Thanks for joining us. Chris Gonzalez, thank you for joining us. Are the Spurs going to tank for the kid out of BYU next? Who knows, man? They get another injury or two, they might just have to do that. Remember, like we were saying, man, the Spurs just have Wemby, they got Castle, they got a bunch of guys. What's up, Jesse A? That's right, July 26th. No quema. Hey, what's up, Sean? Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you.
Welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
Good morning, San Antonio. This is Joe Garcia. I'm riding solo right now because Mike is running a little late. But welcome to another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast. We are coming to you live from the beautiful west side of San Antonio. Puro Exit 7 in the house. How's everybody doing this morning? I can see that everybody's here in the chat joining us. It's going to be a great day. It's hump day. It's Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week. We only got 2 more days to go before we hit the weekend. So we have a lot to talk about today. And I think we're going to be talking about San Antonio Spurs. We're going to be talking a little bit about the world of sports. And of course, we'll probably have some entertainment and pop culture news as well. I know that Jeff Garcia is going to be joining us around 10:45 a.m. We'll go ahead and see if he'll be available around that time. I know he is a busy man. We'll bring him on. We'll go ahead and talk about some San Antonio Spurs basketball, as he is our go-to guy. He is the one that you go to when you want to know everything about the San Antonio Spurs. I like the comments already. I'm just waiting for you all to start roasting Mike. What's good, Swiss? Thanks for joining us, man. The guy with the memes. Always quick with it, man. No Spurs game until Friday, and the Cowboys suck. Nothing to talk about. All entertainment today. You're not lying, man. Hey, yeah, man. Look at that. Puro Edgar, Mike back up. Well, you know what? I should put him back up, right? Till he comes back in the studio. There you go. There you go. We'll take it off right now. They asked for me to put the image back on. I was serious. I'm gonna make that into a magnet. I'm gonna give it to Francesca.
I like how it has the red eye like I do, because I always have dry eyes. So Roy coming in saying, "Pinche Mike always late." Man, here's the thing, Joe. And I told you why I was late. What's it called? Going through a divorce and going through the whole process and talking to sides and whatnot, and I lost track of time. Yeah. You know, it's funny, even for the most amicable divorce, it's expensive.
10 grand. Average this is the average going rate.
Yeah. I'm under that right now,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't doubt, the attorney coming in and just sliding in a bill on the way out the door.
Some more fees.
Yeah, it's
man.
funny because I don't think that there's any like major sticking points right now. We're both being adults.
It's just the formality of the thing.
Yeah, I it's not something that I wanted, but at the same time, look back at it, probably a good thing.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Hey, you're doing good right now.
Good.
You got another boo,
Another boo.
Buying you Lululemons. I mean, you're
dude,
in a good place.
And it's funny because if you ask me, the one person that scares me the most in like the world is the dental hygienist. I hate going to the dentist.
And now you like it.
What does she do? The dental hygienist.
And she's gonna keep your teeth clean.
She is, dude.
You know what? I make fun of the Lululemons, but I bet you if I put on a pair, I'd be like, hey, these are pretty comfortable.
Well, first of all, the Lululemon I like are two things. I like the shorts
and the shirts
and the polo shirts.
Yeah.
The polo shirts are legit.
I'm gonna have to go there next time I go. I'm stopping by Houston. Or
now,
something.
if you
Lululemon.
If you want to make fun of the pants, the yoga pants, you can. Because that's a little that I understand, but don't make fun of the shirts, man. The shirts are good.
Next time you wear it, you're gonna be, hey, you want to touch my shirt?
You know what's so funny? I've worn those shirts here on the show. You didn't know.
Lululemons.
Yeah, you didn't know.
I know. I didn't even know Lululemon made menswear.
I had no idea either. It's tucked in the back. It's tucked in the back.
They have like a small section in the back.
It's actually probably about a third of the store. And it's not bad, dude. It's fine. It's a little expensive, but it's not like it's not over the top expensive. It's just kind of expensive, but
oh my god.
What's that?
Swiss says his mic running late because he left his man purse at home.
It ain't a real show without Edgar Mike being late. So here I am having a conversation about the court date. The court date's been scheduled for, well, actually the mediation date has been scheduled for Monday. So I've got that going on. And what's so funny about it is that like I'm getting peppered with things from the other person's attorney, my ex's attorney.
Yeah.
And I'm agreeing to these terms. So it's like, I'm not going to argue about child support. I'm not going to argue about whatever. I know that there's a certain amount that I'm going to pay. It just is what it is. Let's just get it going with. Let's just knock stuff out.
Look at this. It says La Cantera has a Lululemon.
Damn straight they do. In fact, my girlfriend says that it is better than any Lululemon in Houston. And she's gone to all the ones in the Woodlands and all the ones at the Galleria. The one in San Antonio is apparently the best one.
Oh, Joe Gonzalez, big and tall or what, MJ? Hey.
Down 25 pounds, man. Okay, did you run at the half marathon with me or no? Speaking of which, Joe.
Yeah.
First day in 3 days, I feel good.
You're not hurting?
Not hurting anymore, dude. And it's going to be a good day. I'm going to tell you why. Because my mom had her birthday the other day.
Oh, happy birthday to your mom.
And I was asked her if she wanted to go get lunch today. She goes, just pick the place. Because that's the thing about the Jimenez family. Is this like this in the Garcia family where no one decides anything? It's like, wherever you want to go, wherever you want to go, wherever you want to go. So I just stuck to it. I said, we are going to Ding Hao.
All right.
So I didn't have breakfast, saving up for the carbs of the fried rice.
There you go.
Excited about Ding Hao today. What's that China Rose?
China Rose, man. It's the jewel. Dude.
Nothing wrong with China Rose. I prefer Ding Hao, but I'm not going to diss China Rose.
I keep it puro, bro. I like going to China Rose, man. It's hood Chinese food, man.
Hood Chinese food?
Yeah, man.
Dude, we talked about it before. Nothing ever would beat the HEB marketplace back in the day. The Chinese food from there, man. When the Mexicans made the Chinese food, it's good stuff. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. This is the Alamo City Sportscast. We're going to have Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 on later on today.
Sean Quintero's mad because you're going to Ding Hao and not PF Chang's.
Well, you see, I like good Chinese.
Is
Ding Hao real Chinese food?
Wow. It's probably a bunch of Mexicans making it in the back, dude.
Yeah.
That's how it usually works. Mexicans are the backbone of, the workforce here in the United States, man. If it's like that movie, Day Without a Mexicans. If Mexicans went ahead and just stopped working across the nation, nothing would get done,
including Chinese food. Swiss comes out and says, happy birthday to the one that made you, Mike, Mrs. Jimenez, Mrs. Celia Jimenez. Very nice. Very nice. Roy coming out saying China Rose is the bomb. Drew Show saying that MSG going to make you blow up like a balloon. Inflammation City, dude. MSG is no joke, man. I worked at Cans 5 back in the day. And one day we went to China Star. And for those
I
of you who
remember
know China Star, I think it
Mhm.
still exists.
I think so.
Callahan and Babcock Road, delicious. I would bet that if you had like the health rating,
Oh,
it's
man.
probably under a 70. Okay, it is disgusting. You don't want to go to the restroom, anything like that. But food's delicious there. It is
Yeah.
the Chinese food equivalent of Tacos Martinez on the west side.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Tacos Martinez, you go in there. Come on, man. How are they passing code?
You know what's funny? You know, like when you go to Whataburger, you go to the other fast food places, and they show you the calorie intake, right? At Cane's.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You go to Cane's because you go to Cane's a lot. I do too
yeah.
because of the kids, right? And you see the calorie intake at like 1,000, 2,000, right?
The cane sauce is like a lot.
Oh, yeah. But if you go to a Mexican restaurant, they don't tell you your calorie intake. I bet you it's like 2 or 3 times that.
Have you ever seen the calorie intake of the sauces at some of these places?
Oh, dude.
Chick-fil-A sauce, that little container Chick-fil-A
Yeah, the
sauce,
Chick-fil-A sauce.
which is like 2 spoonfuls
Mhm.
essentially. And some people go in there, dip their whole chicken sandwich in there. Then they've got the fries. They use that instead of ketchup.
Yeah.
Each little container, 140 calories, dude.
Damn.
140. 3 containers of Chick-fil-A sauce has more calories than a hot fudge sundae at McDonald's.
Gee, I rather. But you know what? That's a lie too, because the hot fudge sundae, you can't get one at McDonald's. The ice cream maker didn't work. Never does.
Sam Salita says that under 70 score is where that flavor comes from.
There you
The
go, man.
sabor.
Sabor. You know what it is? It's infused in that freaking grill, dude. Just like
Yeah.
Apetitos. Before
Yeah.
it burned down, man, the food was amazing there, dude.
That's why the Mexican burgers are so good.
Yeah.
High Man comes out and says China Star would scare me at how good the food was and how fast it came out. It was ready to go, baby. It was ready to go. Dude, my girlfriend was making fun of me last night, Joe, because she calls me wow, what's that term? Oh my god, what's that term when a no sabo kid, right?
Oh,
She
God.
calls me no sabo kid, right? But she makes fun of me because when I say someone's name or when I say somebody's or like the city, I say it correctly. So we were talking about how we had a conversation yesterday about how I lived away from San Antonio for about 5 years growing up.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, because I went to college at Texas State. And then I got a job in Corpus Christi, and I lived in Corpus Christi for 3 years. We were talking about the fact that her son's turning 23 years old today. So happy birthday to Julian.
Oh, happy birthday to him, man.
So 23 years old today. He's one of the finest young men you'll ever meet. Julian is now going to start his grad school program over at Rice, which is an elite school.
Good for her. I bet you she's very proud of him.
Very proud.
Yeah.
He graduated from UT.
Yeah.
So we're talking about age 23, and I said, man, I know where I was at age 23. That was the year 2000. I was in Corpus Christi, leaving that job over there in Corpus to move to San Antonio because I got a job as a producer at KABB, and I became a reporter over there.
Yeah. That's where you make Chuck Miketinnik,
Chuck
and
Miketinnik.
Ernie Zuniga.
Anthony
Pitt.
Pittman.
Yeah.
Anthony Pittman and I were hired on the same day. We went to training together.
Yeah.
So the thing about it is that I was telling her that I used to live in San Marcos.
Oh, okay.
And she goes, where did you live? I said, San Marcos. And she goes, what are you talking about?
Who are you?
And she goes, where is that? Now, she used to live in Buda, by the way. My girlfriend
Okay.
lives in Conroe, but she grew up in Austin.
Yeah. You're right there by the Cabela's, man.
Yeah, she lived in Austin and also lived in Buda. So she heard me say San Marcos, and she was laughing. And she goes, do you mean San Marcos?
No.
I was like, no, I mean San Marcos. And she was like, wait a minute. The no sabo kid has to say it correctly. And I said, well, when it comes to names, I was always told growing up, even if you don't know Spanish, say the name correctly. And if that means you have to roll the R or do the Enya, do it that way. So like when I was announcing those games for Somerset Academy, the football games, you know, I'd be like, tackle by Guillermo, Guillermo Martinez with the tackle, And so she's like, how is it you're able to do that? You don't speak Spanish. Well, I didn't learn Spanish growing up, dude. My sisters all knew Spanish growing up because they're 10 years older than me. And they grew up in the barrio. I did. I grew up in Holmes. Okay,
I wasn't in the hood.
I was hood adjacent. I was hood adjacent. I want to know Spanish, Joe. How do I do Duolingo at this point? What do I do?
Yeah, you're gonna have to do. Was it that what is that one thing that you get that app that teaches you?
Yeah, Duolingo, Babbel.
That's the one.
Oh, I
That's
hate
the
those
one.
commercials for Babbel. Rosetta Stone. We have a Tex-Mex Frank coming in with a super chat saying, "Happy birthday to your mama, Mike. Get her some mariachis to play at Ding Hao. A birthday day grito for your mom. Mom, Celia Jimenez, birthday number 83.
Wow.
This is for you."
Presumir a mis amigos les conté.
I've never been so excited to hear that, by the way.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have to retire this one, and I'm thinking of getting a new one, man. I think I'm gonna have Leja do a grito wearing a cowboy hat and everything, man.
Oh, wow. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'll be the new grito.
The thing about it is that I one time said it was too ethnic to do certain things, and that was to wear those boots to the rodeo, right? But speaking of mariachi,
with the was it Ariats?
And the Ariats, you were like, get the pointy shoe ones,
the curled, the ones that have the toe that curls up.
Dude, would you ever wear that?
Hell no, man. I would never wear those things.
So real fast, speaking of mariachis, there's an event going on at San Martin de Porres Hall.
Yeah, they're gonna have like a mariachi. What is it? Convention.
Yeah, the St. Cecilia's holiday benefit. That's going to be December 28th. Dinner, mariachis, and dance. Dinner at 6 p.m. Doors open at 5 p.m. Says come join us for the food, mariachis, door prizes, raffle, dancing, and BYOB. Tickets are $35 per person. Again, that is December 28th. I will be there. So if you want to hang out with me, hang out with Francesca, or as Joe calls her, Francesca. You know what? She talks about that. She loves it. She absolutely loves it.
She likes her name that I gave her.
She goes, I hope we don't talk about it too much on the show. And I'm like, well, no, we don't talk about it too much, man. Yeah. Not too much.
No.
But
we try to keep that. We try to keep the private lives private. We'll mention every now and then.
It's kind of like the Big Mac back in the day. We keep the cool side cool and the hot side hot.
There you go.
Hey, speaking of McDonald's, Joe, the girl who turned in the dude who killed the CEO, the United Healthcare CEO, Luigi Mangione or whatever his name is,
the one that says
Maglione.
I was framed.
She might not get the reward from the FBI.
Come on, man.
Dude, there are articles all over about the FBI reward. Now, the FBI was offering $50,000. Actually, it was $10,000 at first. They added $50,000, made $60,000 to get the guy who killed the CEO of United Healthcare on the streets of New York City. A McDonald's employee was Johnny on the spot. Saw the dude, he looks kind of like the guy. Let's call the police to figure it out. Police went by. Guess what? The ghost gun was on him. His manifesto was on him and all that stuff. So this is a girl who's probably making $15 an hour or less. I don't want to go Jerry Maguire on her, but show her the money.
Yeah,
right?
Give her the money, man.
Show her the money. So apparently there's stipulations to these FBI rewards that have come out. Stipulation number one is the guy needs to be convicted. How long is that going to take?
Poor girl, man.
That's going to take years. And on top of that, after he's convicted, she has to be nominated by a federal agency. Then it has to be reviewed. And then they're going to determine what percentage of that lead resulted in the actual arrest.
That's 100%.
And I'm like, just give her the damn money.
By then, she ain't even be working at McDonald's no more, man. Like, come on.
She'll be on her third kid by then. My goodness.
My. Look at this, man. Alejandro Morales. Thank you for watching, man. That's a new name here. He says, told my girlfriend to listen to you guys, and immediately, El Grito, she's like, what the F is this?
So tell your girlfriend, we do sports, we do pop culture, we do nostalgia over here. Let's do some sports, Joe. And typically we're going to talk about the Spurs because we're San Antonio. Spurs are they're 500 after 24 games. I mentioned in the promo this morning that we posted on Twitter that the Spurs have 8 games coming up that are all winnable because the best team the Spurs play in the next 8 games is 1 game above 500. 1 game above 500. So a lot of winnable games right now to end the calendar year. We're going to talk about the Spurs in a little bit, but Joe, last night I was excited watching Duke against UIW.
God. Why? Because it got interesting for the first half?
For the first half, I was like, isn't that what we said was going to happen? That UIW was gonna show up, get excited, maybe take an early lead.
Yeah, 2-3 point lead.
Yeah, and then it was gonna be close at halftime, and then they'd get the doors blown out.
Yeah, Tim Gonzalez had put a tweet out, and he's like, UIW is gonna get a good paycheck, but that's about it. And then our friend Rudy Campos from Sweeps the League had put in, looks pretty close to me. And I didn't say anything because I'm like, hold my beer.
Yeah,
it's the wheel's about to fall off. And sure enough, what was the final score? They got decimated.
Oh, they lost was it 78-41 or something like that?
Yeah, man. It's like, Duke finally woke up and said,
72-46. Look at that. The spread was 34.5, 35, and Duke somehow wins by what is that? 26? Hey, UIW covered the spread. They covered the spread. If you want to show the screen here, Joe.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a photo of the game from last night. It's so cool seeing UIW at Cameron Indoor Arena. The Cameron Crazies out there, just going out there and balling out. UIW played well. It was 28-21 at halftime. But the problem was that, and this is courtesy of the ACC network, ESPN ACC network as well. The problem was that Duke was just so fast, man. Duke's point guard play, backcourt, so fast that in the second half, UIW, the first 5 minutes of the second half, could not even get a legit good shot off. It was these fadeaway 30-footers because the defense was so strong. But UIW goes out there. They finally got some buckets to go down, 5 minutes into the second half. By then, the lead had gone from 7-18 like that, Joe.
Yeah.
7-18. Now, in talking about this, though, the big name that you hear right now in the NBA mock drafts right now is Cooper Flagg.
Of course, man.
Cooper Flagg, 6'8", 6'9". It's going to be a stud. He's only 17 years old still, if I'm not mistaken. He had back-to-back 20-point games as a 17-year-old. I'm not going to say anything bad about Cooper Flagg, but I will say this. Watching the game yesterday, he didn't jump off the screen.
Oh, Mike, come on.
I'm sure he's a great player, dude. I'm sure he's going to be amazing. He didn't jump off the screen like I thought he would.
Why would he? It's UIW, bro.
Well, because it's UIW. So let's take a look at the box score yesterday. Leading the way for the Incarnate Word Cardinals, Jalen Anderson and Dylan Heyman with 11 points. But if you look over at Cooper Flagg, 2 of 8 shooting, 6 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 steal.
Just wasn't feeling it, man.
Cooper Flagg was one of the players of the week last week, kind of like Harrison Barnes was in the Western Conference.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Flagg was the player of the week a couple weeks ago. Had only 6 points. I'm watching that game last night, Joe, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I know he's going to be a stud. Obviously he is. He's 6'9", 205, 6'9" guard, small forward, whatever you want to call him. For the season, averaging 15.9 points, 8.9 rebounds, 3.5 assists. He's an all-around good player. But why didn't he jump out of the screen, Joe? He didn't. And it wasn't that the buckets weren't going in. He just didn't seem like, maybe he just didn't care that game. Maybe he's like, it's just UIW.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. Sometimes you get up because of the talent that's in front of you.
Yeah.
If you have a matchup, you don't want to be outshone. You want to have to go shell out because if not, they're going to talk about you on the 4-letter network.
Right.
What's wrong with Cooper Flagg? He can't go up against elite talent.
I mean,
they're going to be saying that kind of stuff.
The last 2 games that Cooper Flagg had against Louisville, 20 points, 12 rebounds. Against Auburn, the second-ranked team in the nation, 22 points, 11 rebounds. Also had 4 assists. So he can ball out. But then you see against the teams that are lower level, they played against Seattle, the Seattle Redhawks.
Who?
He didn't get up for them. Seattle Redhawks, he got 9 points.
Yeah, dude. He's like
UIW, 6 points.
eh,
So is it something where he just doesn't get up for the lower
lesser-
tier
yeah.
schools?
Yeah. It's not prime time, man.
That's lame.
Not prime time. Dude.
That's lame.
If I was the coach, it'd be like, you know what? I ain't feeling it, man. Just sit me down. I tell the coach,
Yeah. Oh my goodness. But UIW going out there again, they lose to Duke 72-46, but they cover the spread. Good enough. Good enough for me. Good for them. Good for them. Last night you had in the NBA people going crazy about the Bucks. The Bucks suddenly look decent again, man. Beat the Magic 114-109. And the Maverick lose to the Thunder 118-104. Lots of people complained about the referees. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 39 points. Both the Thunder and Bucks advanced to the NBA Cup semis.
Yeah.
Now, we were talking about Cooper Flag, right? I saw last night, let me see if I can find it. The 2025 NBA mock drafts have come out. And the comparisons to who these players are. If I was to ask you right now what the Spurs need right now for the type of position that they have, do you think the Spurs are what Wemby is? Is Wemby a 3 or a 5? Have we decided this yet?
He's a center, dude. He's a 5,
Okay.
man.
So we're gonna call him a 5. Are we locked in at that being at him being the 5?
You have to, man. At this point, he fought it in his rookie season, but as soon as he embraced it, that's his position, man.
Okay.
That's what he is. He's a center. He's a 5.
Are we locked in with Stephon Castle at the 1, or do we want him to be at the 2?
I want him to be a point, dude. He's a point.
So the point I'm trying to make is there any position on this team that needs to be upgraded?
All of it.
Well, we have Wemby, we have Castle, right?
Yep.
That's basically the 1 and the 5. So you're saying that if we can improve at the 2, improve at the 3, or improve at the 4, we're kind of where we need to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So here are the comparisons of some of the players that they have out there. So we talked about Cooper Flag, right? Cooper Flag is compared to Andre Karolinko. Remember AK-47 from the Jazz back in the day?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at Dylan Harper, by the way, might be the most exciting player of all of college basketball right now. And I would suspect that some big boards are going to have Dylan Harper out of Rutgers as the number 1 overall pick on their big board. The guy is a dynamic point guard, 18 years old. He's compared to a bigger Jalen Brunson or a James Harden. Dylan Harper's going to be a stud.
Yeah. Hey, man, look at we had a new viewer, Alejandro Morales, and he subscribed.
Very
Thank you,
nice.
man.
Thank you so much, man. Now at 1,760 as of yesterday. So very, very cool.
We're going to run another ad campaign. So over the weekend. So when you come back on Monday,
We'll party next weekend.
we might have to party next weekend, dude.
Now, I'm looking at where they have the Spurs taking some players here. So here's who they have the Spurs taking in Bleachers Report mock draft right now. Liam McNeely out of UConn. Are we going to have to watch UConn again? Spurs got Stephon Castle out of UConn. Small forward, 6'7", 210. They describe him as a Keegan Murray type of player. I like Keegan Murray's play.
I like Keegan Murray too, man.
Okay, so let's keep an eye on this guy, right? And then the Spurs have another pick coming their way, this time coming from Atlanta.
We don't know if that's going to convey, bro. Let's be honest.
They believe that it's a guy named Jeremiah Fears. Jeremiah Fears plays for OU. Point guard comparison to Jaden Ivey. So I find it interesting that they're saying the 1 and the 3, and I've seen a lot of mock drafts already right now saying the Spurs should look at a point guard. Is that something that they look at maybe Stephon Castle and think, dude, you could do either or? You're just a small. The whole idea of positionless basketball, you look at Stephon Castle and go, you can call yourself a point guard, but why not have 2? Look at the Mavericks. The Mavericks have Luka Doncic and they've got Kyrie Irving out there. Who's the point guard?
Hey,
both of them are.
It's good to have, like, if you have Vassell and you have not only Vassell, but you have Stephon Castle on the floor at the same time. That could be the Spurs' answer to that, in a way, along with Wemby. But you look at the talent that's surrounding Wemby right now.
Right.
And we've already gone on record and said, this ain't it, man. This team is always going to flirt. It could flirt with the play-in, even if they manage to get in there. They got no business in the playoffs right now as currently constructed. Spurs fans would get excited, but at the end of the day, be honest with yourself, man.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have the talent to compete against the upper echelon teams? If you're an 8, who are you going to go against? The number 1 seed?
Right.
I mean, come on.
They're going to get eviscerated at that point.
Exactly.
We had somebody earlier say VJ Edgecombe.
Oh, yeah, that was Bear County.
Mike Baez.
Yeah.
Shooting guard out of Baylor. He's compared to Victor Oladipo, Shaedon Sharp, Andrew Wiggins kind of guy. These are players that are pretty much locked into the top 5. Even Ace Bailey is also somebody that's going to be out of Rutgers is going to be in the category there of top 5 guy. Problem with Ace Bailey though, he doesn't pass the ball. He's a black hole when it comes to getting the ball. But there's a lot of players out here that what's great about the mock drafts is that they change over time, because we're going to see some players come out of nowhere and suddenly become better than what was advertised.
Look at Tavarius, man. He's saying we can beat the Thunder, maybe in regular season, but when it comes to the playoffs, they got no business, man.
Any given day, we can beat the Thunder, but not 4 out of 7. Not 4 out of 7. I like the Mario Cavazos saying the Spurs need an all-star caliber power forward of Pascal Siakam or Apollo Banchero. We need a good power forward. And no Sohan hate today.
Come on, Mike.
But that's an upgradable position. The idea that we've already got our guy locked in, it's an upgradable position. The 1 and the 5 are locked, or the 2 and the 5 are locked. We could upgrade Devin Vassell. Vassell's really talented, but what is he? He's brittle. We could upgrade Jeremy Sohan because Sohan has no shot outside 2 feet.
I'm still here, Sohan. There's his biggest supporter right there, Matt Lerma.
And we can upgrade Harrison Barnes, not because Barnes is a bad player. He's still a very good player. It's because he's old.
Yeah.
So really, we only got 2 spots. We got 2 pieces of the 5-piece puzzle, right? Sohan and Vassell, if you want to stick around and be the 6th or 7th man, I'd be more than happy to entertain that idea. I'm souring a little bit on Keldon. I mean, Keldon, he just is what he is, man. He's not bad. He's not good. He's just Keldon.
He's all right.
He's not a scrub. He's just Keldon.
You know what he is?
He's too short for what he's trying to do.
Yeah, you know what he is, man? I got it. Perfect analogy for you.
What's that?
He's a Toyota Corolla, bro. Old, reliable. Just a tiny little car that just goes out there and works.
Yeah.
That's it. That's Keldon.
You don't want to show your girl that car, but at the end of the day, you're not unhappy with it.
It takes you to work. It's reliable.
It's reliable. It's not going to embarrass you, but it's not going to get you VIP treatment or anything like that. But the Spurs right now, are we going to have Jeff Garcia on today?
Yeah, he says he's going to be here around 10:45, man.
Okay.
So we'll bring him on then. I'm keeping an eye on my chat right here on the phone as well, because if he's available, he usually calls.
Jesse A coming out saying Spurs are tanking for 16-year-old Oscar women.
God, man. You know what I was going to show you here? Interesting enough,
let's jump around. What's going on?
One of our listeners here, went ahead and gave us a little thing in the chat, letting us know that the Ringer had released its top 100 players, right, for this season. So I'm going to show you this on screen right now, and we'll go down the list real quick. I mean, we're just going to do probably like the top 11 for a reason. At number 1, they have no surprise, the Joker, right?
Okay.
Number 1, okay, I'm okay with that. Number 2, Luka Doncic. Yeah, all right.
The best players in the NBA right now.
Yeah. Number 3, Giannis. Okay. Number 4, they got Jason Tatum. Number 5, no surprise here, man. Shy.
Yeah.
And they have Steph Curry at 6.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, number 7. Okay. Anthony Davis, the glass man, number 8. All right. Anthony Edwards, Minnesota Timberwolves at number 9. Jalen Brunson for the New York Knicks at number 10. And at number 11, Victor Wembanyama.
And this is ranking what? Like the best players in the NBA as of right now?
Mm-hmm. As of right now. Top 100. They put him at 11.
So Wemby right now, 23.6 points per game, 10 rebounds per game, 3.5 blocks. His three-point shooting has improved to 34%. Wemby is a top 15 player in the NBA. You cannot argue against that. The question becomes, when is he going to be a top 10 player? On any given day, he can ball out to the point where you look at him and go, that's a top 10 player.
Look at who's
It's,
better.
it's the consistency.
Look who's better than him. Jalen Brunson from the Knicks, Anthony Edwards, Anthony Davis, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Shai, Jason Tatum, Giannis, Luka, and the Joker. And what do these guys have in common?
Many of them are not American.
Not only that, but the other thing that they have in common is that they're on teams that have a winning record.
Right.
Well,
if you look at that list of players right there, if you were to ask any of their GMs or head coaches, who would you rather have? Would you rather have Wemby or Jalen Brunson? They'd rather have Wemby. Would you rather have Wemby or Jason Tatum? Even though Tatum's great, they'd rather have Wemby. So Wemby would be more desired by, I would argue, every single team GM or head coach that's above him, right? Because of what we don't know, what we haven't seen. Wemby is still a young man, going to turn 21 next month. We have just scratched the surface as to what he's going to become.
Wemby year 4 is going to be interesting, man.
Year 4, year 5, when he goes into the second contract with the Spurs, hopefully, that's when we're going to see who he is. It's difficult to talk about the age of these players because I don't look at it according to age. I look at it according to their contract. Someone was asking me yesterday about, this is on Twitter, about Sohan, and they said, well, Sohan's just 21 years old, yada, yada, yada. And I said, look, man, I don't look at it as him being 21 years old. I look at it as then it's the end of his contract. The Spurs have a team option on Jeremy Sohan next year, and I hope they keep him, right? So he's going to stay on the team next year. I think it's going to be like $7-8 million, and they're going to keep him for one more year. Then he becomes a restricted free agent, Joe.
Yeah.
What does restricted free agency means?
Gone.
It means that he can go out and sign with another team, and the Spurs have the right to keep him if they match the salaries.
Yeah, they can.
So what salary does Jeremy Sohan deserve when the time comes? Because I look at the Spurs salary cap, and the Spurs have done well by their players by signing them to extensions, right?
Yeah.
The Spurs drafted Devin Vassell. What did they give him? $135 million guaranteed contract, and they're paying him $29 million this year. What do they do for Keldon Johnson? They drafted him at number 29 overall in the draft. $19 million is what they're paying him now. The Spurs went out and re-signed Zach Collins to a $34.8 million deal. They didn't draft him, but they paid him. The Spurs drafted Trey Jones in the second round, signed him to a 2-year, $20 million deal. My question is, based on what Jeremy Sohan has become, which is a above average defender, somebody who can dunk the ball, somebody who can do backdoor cuts and all that stuff.
Can't shoot.
Outside of
what? 1 foot,
2 feet. What exactly is his value monetarily? Because our good friend Matt Lerma was on Twitter going, well, he's going to get re-signed by the Spurs. Okay, it's fine.
How much?
How much?
Yeah.
Because if you're offering him $25 million a year, F that.
Can't shoot.
If I offered him $10 million a year, $12 million a year, okay. But then you look at it and you go, well, crap, they gave Keldon $18 million a year, or they gave Keldon $18 million a year.
And it goes down.
Mm-hmm. The average was 18. They started him at 19, then they dropped him to 17. Vassell's the same way. Started at 29, drops to 27. They give them more money early, and then they drop him back down. But based on the trajectory of what they do, and that he was a lottery pick, they're going to give him $20 million. And are Spurs fans okay with Jeremy Sohan a year and a half from now making $20 million plus?
Yeah.
Because that's what we're going to be looking at, because restricted free agency means he can go out and sign with another team, play the field. Spurs have the right to match.
Yeah, we did have a comment here. Alejandro Morales, new to the show here, says, do we take a pick or use for a trade? Are Spurs still in the beginning of the reconstruction or middle? while using their pick slow reconstruction.
We're about 40% of the way through the rebuild. About 40% of the way. And because we have Castle, we have Wemby, I suppose you can say because we have Sohan.
Yeah, and look at Christian.
About 40%.
This is a good comment. He goes, does having foreign players at the top bother you guys? To me, it shows the game is growing and developing. A lot of the best players now in the NBA aren't from the States here. They're from out.
I recognize that name on Twitter. Thank you so much for being on. I think you're relatively new to the show. That's a great point. Let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about that. And Matt was saying, I guess Mike doesn't know they already picked up his option. That was a foregone conclusion, Matt. Whether I knew about it or not, it was going to happen. So, the one option that we had to look at is whether the Spurs are going to do it or not is going to be Blake Wesley and Malachi Branham. So the Spurs getting the option for Sohan is not breaking news. It's not like incredible news. It's like a no-brainer. But that being said, the idea that the best players in the NBA right now are international is for a reason, man. Dude, one word describes basketball right now in the U.S., and that's soft.
Yeah.
The competition level's different. The mentality of these players are different. It used to be you wanted to go up against the best and beat the best. And right now, it's about joining the best.
Yeah, we do have
when we saw Kevin Durant sign with a 73-9 team of Golden State, that right there shows exactly what U.S. basketball is all about. It's not about beating the team. It's about joining the team. Can't beat them, join them, right? That's what U.S. does. International game is different, man. They play at a young age. They're playing professional ball. There's no high school, college, AAU over there. No, you're going from high school to the pros over there. You're in the pros while in high school. Wemby played. Tony Parker played as teens over there in a professional league against grown-ass men.
Yeah.
It's different, and there's a difference between the two. And does it bother me? It bothers me when it comes to the attitude of these players that are American. I would much rather the Spurs go off and draft international players because A, I think they're better to the city. B, I don't think they care about the small market in the U.S. And C, because, the American players, they want to play in New York.
Yeah, they want
to play in Chicago. They want to play in Boston. The Wembys of the world, the Sohans of the world from Poland, they don't care about the small market because this is not their home. They're gonna go off and they come from a big city anyway.
Yeah, they're talking about Jeff Garcia in his new article about Lonnie Walker. And speaking of Jeff Garcia, we do have him on the line. We're going to go ahead and bring him on. And it's the one and only Jeff Garcia joining us. So we got to bring him on proper. We're going to bring him in.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Here comes the money.
There you go.
Dollar. Bling, 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 bling.
How's it going, Jeff? How you doing? Thanks for joining us.
Dude,
man.
not a problem, guys. Man, I got smoked overnight, man. This cold I got just erupted.
Oh.
So, man, I am not a happy camper. And I have to do, the reason I'm late today because we're doing Lockdown Spurs, recording it, and the guests are like, well, how come we're not doing video? I go, trust me, nobody wants to see me on video right now.
Jeff needs the sana del Vicks,
Ponte Vicks. That's what your girlfriend's for, man. Get the Vicks on your feet. Put the socks under.
You know it. But I knew this was coming because first of all, episode of me and Jimenez is out already on Lockdown Spurs YouTube page. So you want to go check it out. But I knew it was coming because yesterday during the show, I had told Jimenez, we're recording, I go like, I haven't been feeling sick, but I got cocky. I was like, okay, I'm feeling okay. Maybe it's like a 24-hour thing. Man, nature said, nope, you're going to get smoked overnight.
Between the two of us, there was not one clear nostril in that episode of Locked On Spurs.
Not at all.
It was a good one.
Not at all.
I'm trying not to get sick myself, Jeff, because the weather here is horrible. Because what's going on is you have the cold come in, and then you have mountain cedar, the nasty mountain cedars blowing in, and all that junk.
Yeah.
It's not good, man.
Yeah.
You're
no, it's not good.
If you have allergies,
Yeah, for sure. But I'm you know how it's the phases. Or at night it erupts. You wake up in the morning, it's feeling groggy and like still sick. Afternoon, you think you're in the clear, and in the evening it starts all over again.
You
So
need
I'm in
some
the
caldo. You need some caldo, old-fashioned
well,
caldo.
I'm in the I think I'm in the clear mode, knowing that I'm gonna get smoked later on tonight. So
Ugh.
that's but yeah, like I said, Locked On Spurs just dropped a few minutes ago, and Jimenez, we talked about Spurs stats that we don't like after 24 games. So
It was a
pretty
setup.
interesting thing.
It was a
It was.
setup.
Hey, I admitted it was a setup on the show. I said I totally set you up because Jimenez took an entire segment taking shots at take a wild guess. His
Sohan.
initial start with J and S.
Yeah, Jeremy Sohan.
Oh my goodness. Talking to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. So I did a promo this morning about this show. And it's one of the things where we're using the word expectations.
Yeah.
Spurs fans, a lot of Spurs fans didn't have expectations coming in because we're thinking to ourselves 30 wins, 35 wins. No expectations coming in. Anything good is positive, right? Spurs through 24 games, 12-12. Half a game out of the 10 spot for the play-in tournament. The more wins you rack up, correct me if I'm wrong, the higher the expectations become.
Okay.
The Spurs have 8 games between now and the end of the year that are very, very winnable. The next 8 games, the best team that they're playing is 1 game over 500. Dare I say, Jeff, that this is a pivotal stretch of games for the Spurs because some of them are on the road, but beyond all that, these are winnable games. If the Spurs have any chance of making the play-in tournament, they got to get some wins. They got to go at least 5-3 the next 8 games.
Tell us something good, Jeff. I'm hoping Santa will bring me a 4-game win streak. Is that possible?
Well, I think it's possible. Well, Santa brought you a gift earlier this season because they already had a 4-game win streak.
I want another one.
Well, you want another one? I think they're going to have another win streak. This is a team that, look, let's just face it, the bar is set low. 22-win season, anything is going to be better than 22 wins. Would you call it a successful season? Let's just say the Spurs end the season 35 wins.
Yes.
Technically, it's a successful season compared to last year. So the bar is set low. So anything moving forward is great.
But is the bar higher now? Is what I'm asking.
It's definitely moving. You could feel it moving up higher and higher. Look, you beyond you, me, and Joe. You look around, and the national media is saying, "Oh, this is the Spurs team you don't want to sleep on."
Yeah,
this is the Spurs team that's a very feisty. I was looking at some numbers. Well, when we're doing the stats that we like and don't like, I find it very interesting that the Spurs this season, everybody knows their first quarter is like one of the worst. But get this, they're actually 500. Even though they came out of the gates bad, they're actually 8-8 overall when they're trading after the end of the first, and they're 7-7 at home. So they tend to, to me, that's a sign of progress.
Yeah.
They're even. They're even. And I think ultimately you're going to get an even team, a 500-ish team when it's all said and done. Now, if they're 42-42, let's just say that still doesn't get you to the play-in, though. Not in the West. Not in the West.
So right now, you take a look at who the Spurs play next. But they play Portland on Friday, so they have a long stretch of rest. Portland 8-16. After that, they've got Minnesota, who's 12-11. They've got Atlanta 12-11. Spurs or 13-12 rather. Spurs can do themselves a favor by not only winning that game, but also lowering the draft pick there of the Atlanta Hawks. Spurs have a home game against Portland again. Then Philadelphia, who has struggled all year, is on the road there in Philadelphia at the Wells Fargo, 7-15 record there. Then the Spurs have the Knicks. The Spurs have Brooklyn, and Brooklyn's not a very good team. The Knicks being the only good team, I guess they're 6 games over 500, the only good team in the stretch. But then you have Brooklyn, who is 4 games under 500.
You ain't afraid of the Timberwolves?
No.
Really?
Not without Karl-Anthony Towns. Karl-Anthony Towns ain't there anymore. He ain't walking through that door anymore. So I think the Spurs could win the next 5 games. Think about this, Jeff. Picture this. They beat Portland, beat Minnesota, beat Atlanta, beat Portland again, beat Philadelphia. They stroll in to Madison Square Garden with a 17-12 record. It is possible. It can be done.
I'm going to call it right now. The Spurs are going to get a win on Christmas Day, man. You heard it here
Really?
first. Yep.
All right.
And
All
now,
right.
dude, Christmas Day. We talked about this on the show a couple of days ago between me and Joe, Jeff. Remember that one block that Wemby had on Chet Holmgren that
I remember
stole
that, yeah.
that stole the Rookie of the Year?
Took his soul. He took his
soul.
soul that
The first 2 months, bag on me all you want. Chet Holmgren outplayed Wemby the first 2 months of the season, but Wemby outplayed him the last 4. But that was the turning point right there. I believe that on Christmas Day, something's going to happen with Stephon Castle, where they're going to look at him and go, "No, that guy is Rookie of the Year."
They're going to say he's special.
FanDuel has Castle at 6-1 odds right now, second best odds. Jeff, can you picture Madison Square Garden? Can you picture the Spurs being 17-12 walking in the door?
It's possible, but the only concern I have is we've seen them have some, some slip-ups recently. Chicago. I mean, what was that about? Sacramento. Overall, I think this is doable. That record is doable, but I'm not going to hold my breath saying 7. What do you say? 17-12? You said?
Yeah. Well, even if it's 16-13. Even if it's 15-14, win 3 of the next 5 games.
You got a winning record.
Have a winning record going into Christmas. Never would have thought. Never would have thought.
Yeah, but let me be honest with you, Jeff, and maybe this is something me and you could talk about on an upcoming episode. Are the Spurs, even if they flirt with the play-in and they get into the play-in, do they have any business being there as currently constructed? This team is not that talented.
I would want them to get in there, even if they get smacked up and down, just to get the experience. That the part of me was cool if they got into the NBA Cup thing, just for them to feel that.
Yeah,
the Emirates. Thank you. Yeah, just to feel what that's about. But overall, I think any experience you can give this young team it would do them wonders moving forward. We forget this is a very young team still, outside of Paul and Barnes. I think what's the drop off? It's like the oldest players are Barnes, Paul, and the third oldest is Zach Collins. And that's not much of a big drop off in age gap there is. So anything that'll help this young team get better and learn is you just do wonders for them. But
yeah,
I was going to ask you though, Joe, if they don't make the play-in, is it a failed season though? I don't think so.
It's not a failed season. So. You're showing that they're showing that they've gotten better. But I'm still going to stand on my hill, and I'm going to say that this team is going to be a 38 to 35 win team at the end of the day. I don't see them.
You said that from the beginning, and I'll give you credit for that.
I don't see them actually going and getting like 45 wins, 46 wins. Look, man, it's like this, Jeff. If they exceed expectations, good for them. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm being a realist, man. You're looking at this team, and there's still a lot of inconsistencies, and everybody's like, well, they're young, and they're still, you know what? That we need to stop with that.
Right.
Because a lot of these players here, they've been here in year 3, year 5. I'm like, they're not that young anymore. We got to stop with that.
Yeah.
They have young players. They need to show me something this year. They need to show the fans we are getting better. And I think that's what they're doing right now. But the talent isn't here to compete with the upper teams in the Western Conference.
We are all right, Joe.
Yeah.
It's
Wemby and a bunch of guys. Wemby, Castle, and a bunch of guys.
We're better than the bad teams, and we're not as good as the good teams. Yeah. And that's the thing. And I know the loss to Chicago, that's one thing, but Wemby wasn't there. I don't care. If there's no Wemby, it doesn't matter to me what the Spurs do at that point, win or lose, because there's no Wemby, right? But Jeff, I'm looking at the future of this team. Sohan has a team option, so that's obviously picked up or going to be picked up or has already been picked up. But the same can also be said about Malachi Branham and Blake Wesley. Do you think these guys are back next year?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm going to say one of them isn't. I'm going to say one of them, depending on the draft, I think one is not going to be back.
Interesting.
Yeah, depending on how the draft goes.
Man, the biggest steal for the Spurs right now is Julian Champagnie. Julian Champagnie making $3 million a year this year and next year. Good grief, just guarantee that deal already.
Dude's balling out, man.
He is, man. He's going to get a contract at some point. But I'm looking at the Spurs right now. The expectations are different because, before the season started, Joe did say 35 to 38 wins. He said it from the get-go, right?
Yeah.
I was in the 30 game range. That all changed when, hate to say it, Pop went down.
Oh my!
Here we go.
My expectations grew a little bit more because I knew I wanted a young coach, Joe. I wanted a young coach, Jeff. But speaking of Pop, do you think the Spurs owe the fans, the city, an update on Pop's condition?
No, I don't think so. That's his private business. It's not ours.
They already said he's going to be out for an extended period of time. That's all they need to say.
Well, no, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
is he getting better? Is it the same?
You
Has
never
it
know.
gotten worse?
That's up to him to come out and say. It's like this, man. If you're in the hospital, right, and you're dealing with your cancer or you're dealing with something, right, it's up to you to decide if you want to disclose that, and then it's up to you to disclose how you're doing.
Yeah, but that's,
You know?
but he's a public figure, and public figures have different rules, man.
Man.
I'm not trying to be insensitive about it. I'm not saying that I want to have.
I'm not, but I am.
I don't want to have like daily. You
Want a daily update on it?
I don't want it to be where there's a camera on him and you can log on to a website and see what's going on in his life. I'm not looking for a Truman Show type of thing on Pop. Just want to know, is he okay?
Is he all right?
Is he all right?
Go write a letter. Write a letter to the Spurs.
Is he okay?
What's that guy, the new announcer they have, Jacoby? Ask
What about
Jacoby.
him?
Because if Pop was the head coach of a large market city team, we'd all know.
No, Mike.
We'd all know.
No.
Dude, the New York media, the LA media, the Chicago media, Atlanta media, Dallas media would all have known.
No, they
wouldn't. Would you like your private business out there? Like if you're sick?
Well,
I wouldn't.
Well, there are different levels of privacy that are there afforded to somebody based on who they are publicly. I mean, the more public you are, the higher status you have, the less privacy you kind of have. It comes with the territory.
You owe it to the people to disclose that? Is that what you're saying?
What's that?
Your health condition? Like how you're doing? If you're a public figure?
I don't think there needs to be a daily thing about it, but I'm saying just want to know, is he okay?
Write a letter to the Spurs.
There you go.
Who writes letters? I don't even know how to.
Oh, come on.
Dude, I saw this thing the other day. Where they asked the question, do young people know how to do certain things? And one was address an envelope. And the answer is no. They don't know how.
Come on, man.
Dude, my daughter had to go get a stamp the other day. And it was so funny because she was like, Dad, they want me to buy a book of stamps. What am I going to do with a book of stamps? And I'm like,
use them.
How?
What do you mean, how?
When was the last time you mailed something, Jeff?
I mailed stuff out just a couple weeks ago when we.
Yeah, I mailed stuff a little while ago too. Yeah.
I mail checks because of work and it has to be certified. And I go to UPS or FedEx for it.
Yeah.
But the last time I mailed something, like physically mailed something, where I put my name on there on the top left and I put the address on the bottom right and licked a stamp, that was probably 2015, 2012.
You're going to be, you know what you're going to do? I'm going to go ahead and get some custom made Christmas cards that we're going to give out to some of our listeners here. And you're going to have to go ahead and mail those out. And you know what they're going to have on the front of it?
What's that?
They watch your mic.
Nice. Jeff.
Yeah.
Jeff, I haven't used a stamp in like 10 years. Like
Good Lord,
it doesn't happen. I have missed weddings because I didn't get the wedding invitation in the mail, because you know what I do with the mail?
What's that?
I don't check it.
Look at it. We have a listener here, JC from Special Leave. Shout out to you. He says he still uses messenger pigeons.
Jeff, what's going on in your world, man? What do you got going on for Christmas this year?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I think I'll be going to my cousin's house. Celebrate with them. The whole family gets together there.
Will there be some tequila? Of course, right?
Of course there will be. What else? I think that's about it right now. I'm just so focused on getting better. I mean, this sucks. I can't stand being sick.
Get some tequila, Jeff. Put it in the coffee.
Does that really work?
Yes. Hey, Mike is a testament to that, dude. When he was on death's door here, he couldn't talk. He's like, man, my voice, I'm all.
Yeah, tequila helps with the voice.
Dude, I gave him some Buffalo Trace. He was right as rain, dude.
Hey, Jeff, I got to tell you a story, man. My daughter moved back to San Antonio.
Yeah.
And I asked her the other day, she was like going out with her friends. And I asked her, hey, where did you go last night? And she goes, oh, I went to this cool bar. Went to 1919.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
nice,
And
nice. What did she say about it? What did she say about it?
She said it was loud and expensive, but she liked it. But I was thinking to myself, that's my bar. That's where I go with Jeff.
Yeah, I like going to 1919.
She's invading your space.
She
Yeah.
is, man. She is.
Tell her, why you hanging out at my spaces?
If I see her at Esquire, I'm going to get pissed.
You know what? I would laugh. I'm going to laugh if she goes, you know what? Dad, I went to this bar and it was really cool. It was called Be Kind Rewind. Jeff will be all, no.
No. Well, that last time that Jimenez and I tried to go there, man, we went on the wrong night.
Bunch of kids, man.
Night. It was a bunch of kids out there. It was loud. I mean, I think it would have taken us about an hour to get to the bathroom, just to get to the bathroom. It was that packed. I was like, no way, never again. A bunch of these kids in here.
It was the first time I had seen Jeff Garcia, his eyelid twitch. He was so like, he wasn't mad. He wasn't, he just seemed
disappointed, man.
He was frustrated, is what it was.
Oh, Jimenez, that was just too much. That was way too much. It was nothing like the website. The website made it seem like it's a lounge.
Yeah.
Like a very nice, quiet lounge. Not quiet, but it was practically Nyosa in there. It was Nyosa in there.
It was Nyosa.
You know what we got to do, Jeff, when you get better, before the holidays hit right here, before Christmas, I want to go ahead and go to the martini bar with you, man. I want to have a drink or two with you.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah, the one downtown near your neck in the woods,
Yeah.
So, yeah. We'll do that because that's up our alley, man. I mean, we're of a certain age, Jeff. We like to have our nice drinks, our food drinks, and we just like to chill, man. We don't necessarily want to be around all
there was no chilling that night at Be Kind Rewind at all. None whatsoever. No way. We ended up going to oh my God, Jimenez, where did we go?
Oh, we went to
I forgot.
It was some beer garden downtown.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, that place was not. I've gone there before with Brandon and Big Poppy Medina.
I was there with y'all that night. Remember we went one night? Me, you, and Mantis went.
Yeah,
and then Big Poppy showed us up there later.
Yeah, Bentley's Beer Garden.
Okay,
that's it. Yeah, we went there. That's right.
Yeah, that was good. It was good. It's an outdoor area, not bad. I just remember I got toasty. Toasty.
You know what?
I got white girl wasted.
Yeah, the funny
thing. This is what it's like. There's stories there that I wouldn't even use to cook Jimenez.
Yeah, but Mike gets drunk.
I won't even use.
Mike gets drunk easy off of beer. Like it's too heavy for him, right? So he can't. 2 beers. It's like my stomach. I'm full.
I don't know what that night with Jimenez. It just he just out of nowhere he just got smoked.
Yeah, but the thing is that he'll drink his mixed drinks, right? Diet and whiskey or bourbon, whatever.
Whiskey
whatever,
diet
all night, dude. That's his go-to all night. No me pasa nada, dude. But the minute he'll divert from the path, he'll take a sip. I'm done.
Yeah, that outing with Jeff there was about a year ago that we're talking about there.
Yeah,
Jesse A saying frou drinks, Lululemon leggings, vibes.
Vibes.
We're gonna get to the super chat in a second, but Jeff, did you realize that Lululemon has a men's section?
Yes, I did know that.
And I blurted out on the show the other day that my girlfriend loves Lululemon, and I will say this about my girlfriend: she looks good in Lululemon. She brings,
here we go. Here we go.
Bigly.
Easy, Jimenez. Easy.
Calm down. We don't need Demon Mike coming out talking, man. Come on.
But
Francesca won't like it, Mike.
But she showed me the men's section there, and she bought me a couple of things. And I bought the running shorts. I got some extra. They were like on clearance. I ran them on the half marathon. Dude, the running shorts are really good. I got a polo shirt that was really good. Yeah. Jeff, are you for or against wearing Lululemon for men?
I'm gonna say it depends. If they look like manly shorts, then go for it.
Okay.
If they're like neon colors, lime colored, or
no, mine are
something like that.
Mine look like Spurs
and
colors.
they're short shorts. No.
That is true because they have the 5, the 7, and the 9-inch thing. So no, I didn't buy the John Stockton shorts.
Oh,
no way.
These are the 7.
We're gonna be seeing Jimenez smuggling grapes.
Oh man, dude.
Better grapes than raisins. The 7-inch, inseam.
Yeah.
Black, all black. or black with like a gray accent. Manly colors. I've worn the polos to the show. No one's known any different.
Yeah.
But it just is
You know,
what it is.
you know what? You know, if you want manly workout stuff, go to the shops that I shop at.
Where do you
Like,
get your workout clothes?
Oh, Dark Sports, DARC Sports. Now that's manly stuff there. We're talking about, you know, oversized t-shirts to move in and you work out, hoodies that pretty much are just make you walking saunas in the gym. We're just sweating like crazy. thick material. Other workout clothes I like is the Dwayne Johnson. He has a line called Project Rock.
Oh yeah, I saw that the other day. I almost bought a shirt of his.
Yeah. Those are some really good workout stuff that I so my go-tos are Project Rock and Dark Sports. Now,
I saw Project Rock at Academy the other day.
Yeah. They're a little bit on the expensive side, but you can if you go to a Ross or something like that, you can find them there for cheap. But Dark Sports, no, that stuff is awesome. That's also right up my alley too. It's very nerdy, but it's nice. It's nice. It's not Lululemon, that's for sure. It's definitely not. You're not gonna get that fancy stuff. This is just manly type of big sweatshirts, hoodies that you wear. I wore one the other day to the gym, and man, was I sweating. Just sweating.
We have a super chat coming in, $4.99 from Sam Salinas saying 2 words, Jeff. Spurs family. That's why the organization owes us an update on Pop. They claim to embrace San Antonio culture. Put your money where your mouth is. What says you, Jeff?
Well, I'm glad you're bringing up comments because I'm watching the live stream right now of our show, and you're getting cooked right now by fans.
What's going on?
Wait, well, here's one. I'm just gonna find it here. Oh my God, I think it just somebody wrote. Okay, I'm gonna paraphrase here. Some guy named Mondo wrote on there. It goes like, "Oh, so Jimenez doesn't want Wemby just taking threes, but yet is okay with Sohan expanding his game." So
Sohan expanded his game. He stopped.
Yeah, to the 3 line.
Sohan stopped shooting.
Here it is. I found it. So this is for Jimenez on the live stream right now on Locked On Spurs. You already, Jimenez, don't like Wemby shooting threes. And now you, Jimenez, want Sohan to shoot threes also? Laugh out loud.
I never want Sohan to shoot threes. If Sohan never shot a 3 to save his life, if Sohan never shot another 3 ever again as a Spur, I'd be happy.
Here's somebody else coming at you.
Why would I want him shooting threes?
I don't know if they're coming at you or agreeing with you, but somebody saying, sadly, yes, I don't think the Spurs will tank again in 2026. I don't know what that means. Did we talk about tanking? I don't remember.
We were talking about it earlier.
Okay.
Earlier, we were talking about the NBA draft and some of the prospects that the Spurs are being linked to early on in the NBA draft.
Ooh,
if the Spurs were to draft in the teens.
Here's a good question. This is a good topic for a future Locked On Spurs. Here's a good question. Will we ever see Wemby, Sohan, Castle, CP3, Vassell lineup, or will Julian and Barnes continue to be the starters?
Barnes is a starter, man. I hate to break it to Spurs fans, but Harrison Barnes was not brought into this team to be a bench player. Harrison Barnes plays 82 games. He's Mr. Reliable. He spreads the floor. He plays decent defense. He's not dynamic. He's just a metronome of a player. He just goes at the same pace and the same rhythm at all times. He's a 43% 3-point shooter right now this season. Barnes ain't going anywhere. He ain't going anywhere.
You know what? The Spurs might go somewhere with this latest comment coming in from Christian Ochoa. He says, after wearing Lululemon, Mike is going to justify the Spurs moving to Austin permanently.
Oh,
that hurt.
Brutal.
That hurt.
Brutal. Now that was a little sting. That stung a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. Devin's talking like he's gonna be coming off the bench. He's talking like that. I don't know. That's a minutes restriction thing right now, but he's acting like he's coming off that bench. Yeah, he said yesterday after practice that about coming off the bench, seeing the energy of the first unit is lacking, and doing X, Y, and Z. So again, it could be just that he's on a minutes restriction right now, but I don't know. I mean, Mitch Johnson. I mean, look what he did with Sohan. He said to hell with the minutes restriction. He's playing right away. He threw him out there. So we'll see.
Yeah. Hey, we had somebody in the chat here that was going to ask you a question, Jeff. Had nothing to do with sports. Has to do
What's
with
that?
anime. So they're
Oh,
saying,
perfect.
Jeff, what are your thoughts on the latest Demon Slayer movie that's going to be hitting the theaters?
Ah, yes. I think it's going to just only push the lore further. My only concern is I hope they just expand on the demon world. I know Jimenez is probably lost right now.
Yeah.
No, my daughter's
That's the only thing.
my daughter's big into Demon Slayer.
Ava. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. So that's the thing. We got a glimpse of the new, excuse me, the demon world in the new season. I mean, just the opening scene of the new season is they're chasing one of the demons and they enter his world. So I want to see more of that. So that's my thought on the new movie. I just want them to expand on that because how much more can you expand on Zenitsu and all the main characters? I think the only way I can think of they become top shelf demon slayers, but I don't think they're really there yet in the story.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to ask you about is you had put a comment out yesterday, and you were talking about the new Castlevania
Oh, good
season that's going to
Lord,
coming out. Yeah, how's that?
Yes. If y'all have never seen the Castlevania series on Netflix, you are missing out. It is incredible anime. Somebody asked me the other day, like, of recent years, and said go back 5 years. What are my my top 5 favorite animes? I got Castlevania #1 for sure, and then I got Demon Slayer. Then I got My Hero Academia. I think that series is just awesome. And then I have technically it's an anime, Joe. You can verify this too. Terminator Zero.
Okay, yeah, that was
Terminator Zero. That's an anime. And then Fire Force. Excuse me.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, technically, Joe, right? Am I right? Terminator Zero was is an anime.
Yeah, it's an anime. It was a good one
It's
too.
an anime.
It's a good one.
It's an anime. So,
Jeff, I'm looking at an article from timeout.com that they just released ranking the best Christmas movies of all time. And they go a little bit outside the box. It's ranking the top 51. How they got the top 51, I don't know. But some of these I find interesting because
all right,
someone brought this up, right? So number 11, I'm going to go to the top 11.
Okay.
A Charlie Brown Christmas. Legit, right? I love Charlie Brown Christmas. It's always on TV every year. Love Charlie Brown. Number 10, The Nightmare Before Christmas from 1993.
Okay, so far so good. I'm okay with it.
The Tim Burton classic.
Yep.
Number 9, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Val Kilmer, Robert Downey Jr.
What the hell? They lost me. I'm out. They lost me.
Number 8, Edward Scissorhands. Is Edward Scissorhands a Christmas movie?
Man,
that was tough.
Oh, I don't know. I'm on the fence on that one
because everyone always talks about. Okay, so
I'm on the fence.
Number 7, Bad Santa.
Yeah, gotta throw that in there. Yeah.
Okay, who are the high people on this? Who wrote this article? Right.
Oh God,
the elf on Bad Santa. Number 6, Home Alone.
All right.
All right. Fine.
By the way, I saw this person give a backdrop to the movie Home Alone because the question becomes, why didn't Macaulay Culkin's character just simply call the police?
Well, then there'll be no story then, no movie.
Well, they said, according to this one person, that we don't understand the psyche of the kid, is that he honestly believed that they didn't leave him. He believed that he wished them away.
What the hell?
Because he said that he wishes that his family was gone. He wakes up the next morning and they are gone. So he thought that they didn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I thought that was known though, man. Like that's what he wished for, and exactly. He woke up and they were gone.
Yeah,
he thought his wish came true.
So calling the police was not going to help him because in his mind, his parents and his kids, his siblings, and all that no longer existed on the earth.
Yeah, he wished them away.
That's
why. Okay, what else is on the? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So I don't know. Maybe that's just thinking way too much into it. Number 5, Gremlins.
I think so too. Oh, for sure. Yeah, you got to put him in there. Yeah.
That was a good movie. I gave it a B+, by the way, Jeff, when I first saw it 3 years ago.
By the way, how did we get away with watching movies like that back in the day? That thing is wild. It's wild.
It is.
It's a cochino film.
It's dark as you know what.
Yeah,
it is dark, but it even had like a flashing gremlin.
Yeah,
with the little
flashing gremlin.
Yeah.
Gremlins getting chopped up.
Yeah.
How did it like put in blenders and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, getting blenders, everything. Yeah, the Santa story, chimney story was just peak darkness in that movie. It's just a rowdy movie.
Jeff, number 4. I don't trust people who say they don't like this movie. A Christmas Story from 1983.
It's a classic, man.
Red Ryder BB gun, bolt action BB gun.
Wait, simply saying it's not a Christmas movie?
No, people who say they don't like the movie.
Oh, don't like the movie.
If they've seen the movie, they don't like it. I get the ick. I'm like, come on, how do you not like this movie?
Right.
You don't have to love it, but how do you not like this movie?
Christmas. Oh man, it's always on loop at my parents' house. My dad loves watching that movie.
Number 3, Elf. I saw someone the other day told me the other day that they didn't like the movie Elf.
Yeah, there's some people that don't like it at all.
Elf is amazing.
Yeah, they think what's his name is over the top too much.
Buddy,
they think he's too much over the top.
Number 2, Die Hard. For me, Jeff, I would say that Die Hard is on my Mount Rushmore of my favorite action movies of all time. It might be number 1.
That's a manly Christmas movie too.
I love Die Hard. I saw it as a kid growing up. That wasn't a movie where I was not allowed to watch. My dad showed me Die Hard, right? Love Die Hard to this day. I will watch Die Hard and be happy with it. Die Hard 2 was really good too. Nothing wrong with Die Hard, man. That's an A+++ movie. Love me some Bruce Willis.
Who's number 1? I gotta know.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh yes, there's all that coming. Yeah.
And you see, we already have comments saying 2 of our listeners say Elf is trash, and the other one says I don't like Elf.
Well, you guys don't have a Christmas spirit. Die Hard is a love story, according to Chris Gonzalez. It is. Miss Gennaro. A love story.
How do you figure that?
Because he's doing this for love. He's trying to save his marriage to Miss Gennaro.
Hey, what's you got? You got some honorable mentions for me. We'll put Batman Returns.
Interesting.
Set in Christmas. It was set in Christmas. Yep. What's another one? There's another movie. I think there's another movie. Unless you said it, I didn't even hear you. But what's that one movie? It was set in Christmas, and it was set in England, and it was a bunch of little love stories. Oh my goodness! And it had like oh, hang on. I know what it is. Just give me a few minutes. Talk among yourselves.
Okay.
Well, I mentioned the other day, Just Friends.
Just Friends, yeah. With Ryan. That's set in Christmas, yep.
I swear.
Yep.
I remember that opening.
I swear. We were also talking about the fact. How about just the Christmas scene, the Christmas dance scene from Mean Girls? I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Not a Christmas movie, but that was a hell of a scene.
Oh, right, yeah.
What about Christmas Vacation? The National
I found it. I remember. If you said this movie in the list, I apologize, but I think it should be in the list. Love Actually.
I remember watching the movie. That was a pretty good movie back in the day.
Yeah, that's a really good movie. Really good movie, and it's set in Christmas. So.
Is Trading Places a Christmas movie?
No. I'm gonna go no.
Whoa.
I'm gonna go no.
Very, very cool. Talking to Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Cans 5. What are you working on today, my man?
Well, we got Locked On Spurs just dropped right now. Jimenez and I talking about Spurs stats that we don't like. It's a part 2 of the series of just that. So it's if you like crunchy numbers, you like knowing some stuff, statistics about Spurs. It's out right now. Then I think yesterday we did stats that we do like. So you want to see this the black and white of things when it comes to the box scores and all that good stuff. You got to check out Locked On Spurs today. Some Spurs news went up this morning regarding Wemby and an animated Wemby in the new Jingle Jingle Reborn or something like that for the Christmas promos for the Spurs. And then we got a couple other articles coming out. I finally got together an article, put it together. I had a chat with Chris Paul about slow starts to the season. So that chat is coming out today and not tomorrow. So we got a lot of good stuff. Yes. I actually talked to the players, everybody. We do have conversations. So it's pretty cool. I think y'all are gonna like it. What he had to say about the one thing that's been kind of bothering the Spurs this season is bad starts.
Yeah, that's exactly it. In fact, ESPN was talking about that today. They released their power rankings. They have the Spurs ranked number 18 in the NBA, and it says the vast majority of the losses is because of slow starts. Handle the Fist coming out and saying, "What about Scrooged?" Bill Murray. Used to love that movie growing up. Not as big of a fan anymore, but I loved it growing up. But Christmas Vacation, the Chevy Chase Beverly D'Angelo movie, amazing.
That wasn't on the list.
That was actually ranked number 26 on that list of 51.
Did Love Actually make it or no?
Did not, no, but Die Hard 2 did make it. So
okay,
and also Batman Returns was also on the list.
Hey Jeff, I gotta show this, man, because you had shared this earlier, and this was on your on the X, right? And you had put San Antonio Spurs fans, would you want Lonnie Walker back? Because there was an article.
Oh yeah,
not an article, but an excerpt from NBA Central saying, you know, with an excerpt from Lonnie Walker, and he was saying everyone is smart here. He's talking about the EuroLeague. Nobody wants to play, nobody plays the wrong way. It's real basketball over here. It's not like you have one or two players who just take all the shots. What say you, Jeff? Would you welcome Lonnie Walker back?
I see increase in his just his consistency. That was my biggest issue with him. But I wouldn't mind him back, but there's just no spot for him. There's not. You're not going to give up Castle's minutes. You're not going to give up Vassell's minutes. You're not going to give up Sohan's minutes. Maybe Branham and Blake Wesley, but even at that, they rarely play nowadays. So, but it's just that I've been told that there's a couple other Western Conference teams that might be chasing him soon. So just leave it at that.
Is he in Lithuania? Is that where he's at?
Yeah, he's in Lithuania. Yeah,
he's playing over in the EuroLeague over there. But you got a new episode. You were saying for you and Jimenez out today, right? On Locked On Spurs.
Yep, that's it again. Stats that we don't like. So Jimenez, he went all in on Sohan. There's a whole segment about that. Whole freaking segment.
You set me.
And
up
you see me on camera, just sitting back, like letting him go, just letting him dig his own grave.
You know what we need?
Go for it.
You know what we need to do while Jeff is here on the show? We need to give you some love, man. So we're gonna go ahead and play your Locked On Spurs segment here that we use.
All right.
Give me a second here.
Sure.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow, not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share. And there you go. Make sure you go ahead and like, subscribe, and share on the Locked On Spurs podcast.
By the way, during the break, I just saw this on social media. The most anticipated movies for 2025, the top 10. And I was reading it, and number 3 is Jurassic World. How many more times can they recycle the same freaking plots? It's the same thing. Dinosaurs, we capture them. Oh no, they got lost. We gotta survive their chase.
I mean,
and then wrangle them up, and then put them back in their zoo.
How many Star Wars? How many Star Wars storylines are we gonna have, man?
Well, there's different storylines, so don't totally. Well, as long as they're not the.
You know what? You're not allowed to see or touch Rogue One. You are not allowed to see that one.
Oh yeah, Jimenez, you ever seen Rogue One? I'm just curious.
Which one's Rogue One?
No, he doesn't.
Okay,
he don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
It's the 2016 the Star Wars story.
No, don't see it, man.
You know what?
Well, okay, yeah, it is a Star Wars story.
Don't see it. Don't see it.
It's on Fubo. All right.
No, leave that one alone.
What's wrong with it? It looks all right.
No, that you're gonna complain. You're gonna complain. I already know. It's boring.
The only thing I can see him coming back is that Jimenez would be like,
it's boring.
Okay, the ending is awesome.
So the first Star Wars movie I ever saw is the one with Jar Jar Binks. I saw that at the movie theater. That was the first one I ever saw.
The Phantom Menace was your first one? You didn't see any of the other?
Phantom Menace and I went because my friends went. They were all getting a hard on for it, so we all went to the theater. And I was just there going, the hell's going on here? And then they all got all mad because they're like, this sucked, man. Jar Jar sucks. Like, Jar Jar was pretty funny.
Of course he would. He's
the Jamaican.
Of course you'd like Jar Jar.
The Jamaican in space.
Oh my God.
Then I went back in
Oh,
time.
man.
I went back in time and I watched the first one, the regular Star Wars.
New Hope.
Yeah, New Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Hope.
It was all right, falls in love with his sister, whatever. And then Empire Strikes Back was really good. Okay, I saw Empire Strikes Back.
That's my favorite, man, in the whole
That was
series.
pretty good.
That one and Rogue One.
And Jedi was
Jedi was good, except for those damn Ewoks, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't get off to the Ewoks. So I've seen 4 movies of Star Wars. I would say that Empire was the best one, followed by the first one, and then the other 2 were just kind of whatever.
Yeah, the Ewok thing was a bit much, Jeff. Like teddy bears in space. Come on, man.
Teddy bears in space. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
No,
was Padme? That's Natalie Portman, right?
No, that's from the prequels, man.
Prequels. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I saw
Joe-
the first one of that one. Is that the one with Jar Jar?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's how I know because it was Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Okay, that's how I remember.
Hey, Joe, you been watching a Skeleton Crew?
Yeah, I watched it, man. I watched the first 2 episodes. Goonies in space, man. One-eyed Willie and everything.
Pretty much what it is.
Rehash. The beginning was just a rehash of the original. No originality, Jeff. I mean, why are they in the suburbs? Like, really? Like, if you,
I think that's the big mystery right there.
God, man. I'm like, what's going on, Jeff? I mean, all in all, it was it's Goonies in space. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Goonies in space.
Goonies in space.
Yeah.
No, seriously, Jimenez, he's not messing around. It really is Goonies in space.
Jeff, let me ask you something because you are. I mean, we argue about Big Trouble in Little China. I think Big Trouble in Little China is the worst movie I've ever seen.
Hey, I'm
The 2 worst movies I've ever seen: Big Trouble in Little China and Everywhere. What's that? Everywhere, Everyone Place All at Once. What is that? What was that movie called?
Oh yeah, you something like that. Yeah.
Everything,
Hey, guys,
Everywhere, All at Once. Yeah.
I didn't realize the time, man. I gotta go. I got caught up in all this discussion.
All right.
All right, man. We'll let you go, Jeff. Thanks, man.
Then I'm gonna ask Joe this question. Jeff, thanks for being on, man. Don't forget to subscribe to Locked On Spurs. What is one movie from back in the day?
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast. Host. There we go.
What is one movie from back in the day? Because y'all make fun of me because I didn't like certain movies growing up.
Yeah.
Give me a movie from back in the day that everyone likes, and you're like, nah, it's okay. At least give me that. Give me one that you're gonna be that everyone likes that you don't like, or maybe it's a musician that everybody likes that you don't like. Like for example, I can't stand Michael Jackson.
Really?
There's like 2 songs of his I like, and that's it.
Okay. I like this DJ, man. He's based out of Cali, dude. His name's Oliver, and he does a lot of like remixes and stuff like that.
Roy
I like him,
Roy
man.
says dollar.
Yeah.
Every time you
Get the finger slip. Well, what happens too is like I push the buttons, but sometimes these buttons stick
yeah,
because I got to clean this like Stream Deck that I have here.
yeah.
So I got to wipe it down, dude, because I hit it and then the button sticks, and I'm like, I have to hit it again, and boom.
I respect Roy for knowing the dollar. For coming right at it.
We need to give Mike. We need to also have Mike give $1 every time he's late, man. Like charge him $5 a minute, dude.
Oh my goodness. So, okay, so a couple things this week.
Yeah.
Some news and notes. By the way, news and notes. Scotty Barnes out for several
Yeah,
weeks.
He hurt himself, man.
Dude, that was ugly. I was watching the game when it actually happened.
I thought he broke his foot.
We were at Sean's house, and we were watching Monday Night Football, and then we had the Toronto game off
Yeah.
to 2 different screens. And when I saw it, I was like, ooh, he looked like he was in a lot of pain. News and notes, Joe. I'll be doing the show remotely on Friday.
That's up to you, man. You want to do it remotely? We can.
I'll do it remotely on Friday. Next week, though, we're gonna have some guests, hosts over here because I'm gonna be going on a little Christmas trip, a little pre-Christmas trip. So I'll be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but we'll figure something out Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah, we'll have some guests on Monday. I mean, yeah, you're gonna be off when?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get somebody in here, and we'll see about Friday though. I'm thinking about having to take the day off. We'll see.
Very nice.
I might have to do some work. That's why, dude.
We got to give MCS some love. We haven't
Yep.
we haven't given them their love today.
MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
There's going to be a third Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Jim Carrey jokes on CNN.com that he needed money.
You don't need no damn money, dude. You know what what it is? He likes portraying that character, man. Dr. Eggman.
Yeah.
He loves doing that character. And it's right up his alley because the character is eccentric and he's all over the place. And if it wasn't Jim Carrey doing that character wouldn't come to life. It can only happen with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the premiere was just a couple of days ago. But it's going to be in
money.
theaters Christmas week on the 20th.
You know, a lot of people forget that he got his start in Living Color.
In Living Color, dude.
Yeah, with the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, what was he? Fire Marshal Bill.
Fire Marshal Bell.
You know, it's strange how you go back in time, and when Fox first came out, people didn't know what to make of it.
Yeah,
Fox back in the 90s. This was back in the day before the Netflix and before. Cable TV was a big deal, but Fox had that counterculture programming where they were doing things differently. You know, it was almost like Saturday Night Live was too white, because it was. And you had Fox come out with Married with Children. They had shows that were irreverent, but then they put on In Living Color. They had Martin, Living Single. Living Single became Friends.
yeah.
Okay, the show Friends with Phoebe and Ross and Rachel and all them is a complete ripoff of Living Single, and even they say it.
There was another series that had come out even before all that, and it was in the 80s, and it was a spinoff of the Cosby Show. Remember, one of the main characters there went to college.
Oh, that was on NBC. That was a different world.
A Different World. Different World came out first, right? During this whole era, you
Right.
know? And then after that, that's when you started having the other sitcoms, start coming out. But I attribute everything to that one series there.
I mean, Fox was big, man. They had the X-Files at the time.
They did, man.
They had some programming there that was just ahead of its time. They had Beverly Hills 90210, Melrose Place, The Simpsons. I mean, Fox in the 90s, my youth was it. I mean, it was better than ABC, because what were we gonna get with ABC? TGIF, right?
Hey, the TGIF on Fridays, man, that was some bangers, dude.
Yeah.
They had that. They had Full House, and what was that other one called? Family Matters.
Family Matters, yeah.
Yeah.
Mario Cavazos saying J-Lo claimed to fame, dancer on The Living Color.
Yeah, she sure was, dude.
Then you had Rosie Perez was the choreographer.
Mm-hmm.
We have Matt Laramus saying A Different World. Love that theme song.
Yeah, you remember that?
I
A
know
Different
my
World,
family
where you
loves
come from.
me.
Yeah.
Come behind. I'm trying to think about what it was. I saw an episode on Peacock, I believe is what it was, of A Different World, the first couple of episodes. Even though they're old, the show holds up so well in concept. Of
which one?
Of A Different World.
Oh yeah, it does.
Of going from I'm leaving high school, I'm leaving my family. That was Hillman College, I think.
Yeah,
is what
Hillman
it was.
College. It was a starkly
HBCU.
black. Yeah.
And they go to this one college, and you have people from all different walks of life, and that's what college is.
Yeah.
That's why college is a great for a lot of people, that you get to meet people from different cultures, from different backgrounds, different faiths, different whatever. And how you have what was it, Dwayne Wade was his name, right?
Dwayne. It wasn't Wayne Wade, but it was Dwayne. And he was Dwayne Wayne, yeah. And he had a thing for Whitney.
Whitley.
Well, Whitley, yeah.
For Whitley, who's played by Jasmine Guy. Jasmine Guy had that one hit song back in the day, the I Just Want to Hold You song.
Yeah.
That was a good song, man. I'm gonna go in my car right now. I'm gonna drive off in the truck, listen to some 90s R&B. Golly.
Look at that. Marissa Tomei was in
A Different World. Yes, she was.
Three's Company will always be my favorite. Hey,
Nice.
that one's still funny, dude.
Three's Company was amazing, and it doesn't matter if it had Chrissy or Terry. I was all about it.
What was the name of the Regal Beagle?
The Regal Beagle. What was it, Larry?
Larry, always with the shirt open.
Did Larry get ass?
Yeah, dude, come on.
Because Jack
man.
was hooking up, but was Larry getting his own, or was Larry getting the
strays.
the strays, the overflow?
No, Larry had some game, dude.
Larry had game.
Larry had game, bro.
He didn't have game with Chrissy. He didn't have
Nah.
game with Janet.
Yeah, because they knew him. They knew he was a sleazeball. But when he would go to the Regal Beagle, man, he was slaying, dude.
What do you think they were drinking at the Regal Beagle?
I don't know, man.
Because
Probably beers.
just beers.
But they had other drinks there, man. Because you could see
They were.
people
It
walking
was San
around.
Diego, right? The land of Fernandez.
Yeah, man.
They were probably having they had to have like
Martinis or something.
no, like something with
Cocktails.
an umbrella in it.
Yeah.
You
Little
know?
cocktail or something, man.
Regal Beagle, dude. Still thinking of was it the flamingos? It was a Terry lifts her leg up. Damn, I was 8 years old going.
Legs for days.
I was 8 years old going.
Cochino Mike.
Something's happening.
Cochino
Something's
Mike.
happening.
I don't like playing with toys no more.
Keep your Star Wars. I'm gonna watch Terry.
Oh my God.
Very nice.
Look at that. Old fashions is what they were selling.
Jack.
Mike is Mexican Frasier. Oh my God, dude. This one is a good comment, dude.
Mexican Frasier.
Oh, you know what?
Hey, baby, I hear the blues are calling.
You should
Toss
show
up.
this comment to your girl, dude. She'll get a kick out of it. They called you Mexican Frasier on today's show. Doesn't know a lick of English until you say San Marcos.
San Marcos.
No, it's not a lick of English, lick of Spanish. You're no sabo kid until you say San Marcos. Lord, man.
Well, fellas, it's time for some Ding How. Come by Callahan and 410 if you want to say hi to me. Ding How for my mama's birthday. Everyone have a fantastic day. We'll be back tomorrow. This is the Alamo City Sportscast. Again, if you have any financial needs when it comes to things like IRAs, 401k rollovers, annuities, investments, insurances, reach out to me. 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. Give me a call. We'll talk to you guys soon. We'll be back tomorrow.
Peace.